And Myles live with us in the studio this morning. It's great to have you here with us.
Hi again, how you doing?
So listen, just a moment ago, Tina banged her head a minute ago. As a trainee solicitor, how would that stand with health and safety?
I had to work out who'd be liable for that, I'm not sure.
There was no sign, that's what I said. Clearly I was just trying to get his head as big as Neil's.
I'm not into my personal injury, so...
Okay, that was quite a clunk though. Quite a clunk. But in all seriousness though, so we were just mentioning that as well, because it's not really that long to go, but a really focused period for you as a trainee solicitor. This is a really important time for you.
It is, yeah. I'm coming into the last 6 months of my training contract, so I'll actually qualify in 6 months' time. So yeah, it is a key period. It's sort of a period where I need to impress and make sure that they want to give me a job at the end, at the end of it all.
And they've been really good because, again, you've been very much in demand for this show.
The firm have been really, really great with me about it. You know, I did ask them beforehand, before doing the blind audition, whether it was okay and doable, and they've allowed me to use I use my holiday to take those days, but also they've given me some days off as well, just to make sure I can get to the auditions and the rehearsals, which has been great.
I mean, wouldn't it have been interesting if, because obviously your employer absolutely loving what you'll do, but I mean, what would have happened if you had asked them the question and they said, no, I'm sorry, Myles, we can't release you for this?
Then I wouldn't have done it.
Really? That would have been it?
Yeah, my sister wouldn't let me do it. I mean, you know, she put me in for the show, and you know, we weren't sure where it would go, and sort of didn't expect it to get to that point where I would have to make a decision. Fortunately, the firm said yes, but you know, had they said no, my sister certainly wouldn't let me suspend my training for to go for the audition, because you know, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know that you're going to get a turn.
And it's really tough getting a training contract in the first place. So even getting accepted to being a solicitor is so hard. So you're doing two things that are really tough.
Yeah.
I really take my hat off to you.
Like, yeah, it's really difficult to. I mean, the market for training contracts out there is really, really competitive. So I'm just one of the fortunate ones that managed to get lucky.
Now, I don't know. I'm just going to ask this question anyway. I mean, what happens next for you? Because again, as you say, a period when you should be really focused on your training. But at the same time, you know, we can see the kind of comments and the social media went absolutely mad after your performance on Saturday night. So what does happen next for you?
Well, it is back to work. I mean, I'm not. I have every intention of finishing the next 6 months and qualifying. And it's just a case of now of trying to fit in where I can, doing the gigs, doing the recordings. I've had a few offers in of gigs here and there, and people wanting to put me in the studio and do certain things. So it's just going to be a case of trying to balance it with the law. But I have absolutely every intention of completing the training contract and making sure that's my priority at the moment, to be honest.
And then 6 months down the line, music still?
Hopefully. So, I mean, it's with these shows, you know, it is a bubble, and you've kind of got to. Although I really appreciate the response, you kind of take it with a pinch of salt, really, because you're in a TV bubble, and it is great, but it might all go away after a few months. So
can I just say something? You are massively, I think, considered to be the underdog, and you're so shy and unassuming that's what's so appealing about you.
I totally agree.
And people have really fallen in love with you, and that came out true on the show because we made some observations, didn't we?
Yes. Now, this was something which we did, and a number of us here at Pirate, we did on Saturday night. So you may be aware that you can actually download the Voice app. Yeah. Now, clearly, the decision about moving on in the show lay with Ricky as your mentor. But a number of us did make the observation on Saturday night that, of course, on the app, you can gauge public support of those who are taking part in the app. And the overall majority were actually voting for your performance. And you had the kind of feel of the great British public, of those who were actually, you know, using social media in that way on Saturday night.
Yeah, I did receive some tweets which sort of had a picture of the result of the app, and just saying, you know, you should have gone through and all this sort of like,
yeah, Carol's very disappointed.
nice
She
things
says
like
you
that.
sound like Sting, and you're very and Ricky could have brought you on, so she's really disappointed in Ricky's decision.
She's really quite annoyed at him.
She's really cross.
Yeah.
I was disappointed as well, but one of those things.
But you're so mild and unassuming. Again, I think you're right. That is your appeal, and I think that's why people loved you. And I it's just a real raw performance.
Yeah, it was a performance that wasn't in my comfort zone, but I just took the song and tried to put my stamp on it, change it around. I mean, it didn't. The second verse especially doesn't really sound like the song at all. But I just had to do what I could with the song in the time that I had. Yeah.
Well, listen, Myles will be performing live for us in the studio in the next few moments, and I've just heard in the last few moments what song that is going to be. Wow, this is going to be something to savour. So we're really, really looking forward to this.
Don't tune out. Got to keep it here.
Myles Evans live in the studio, performing live in the next few moments. Keep it here.
Cornwall's most accurate travel.